quite a lot going on today. Today's the start of the new fiscal year, Monday the 8th of April, and people receiving the basic state pension in this country, it's about 11 million people. Quite a lot.
A lot of voters, Liam.
A lot of voters, they tend to vote. They're getting a boost today because the triple lock applies. The triple lock was a Tory/Lib Dem policy brought in that coalition between 2020 and 2015. And basically, it's there to protect the rate of the basic state pension, which is quite low by international standards. But the basic state pension each year either goes up by the rate of earnings, the rate of prices, the consumer price index, or 2.5%, whichever's the greater. Now, last September, which is the benchmark they use, earnings went up by 8.5%. That was the biggest of those three numbers. So that's what's going on today. So let's have a quick look at those numbers here. We see the basic state pension. So the triple lock does apply. Both Tories and Labour have said it will continue to apply after the next election if either of them wins power. That means a rise of 8.5% in the basic state pension from April today. Now, we have to delineate here because the basic state pension split. If you've qualified since April 2016, that means your weekly basic state pension is now £221.20. That's up from £203.85 a week. That's if you've qualified since April 2016. If you qualified before April 2016, so you're slightly older, your £169.50 a week has just gone up from £156.20 a week. So there are the 8.5% increases. So a lot of pensioners will say, it's crazy, you know, people in France and Germany get more. Other people will think quietly, I don't actually need the basic state pension. I'm going to put this towards my skiing fund or my wine fund or just give it to my grandparents. This is the problem with what we call universal benefits. They're right across the board. The basic state pension is not means tested. It's just reliant on you having paid your national insurance when you've been either in or out of the workforce.
The triple lock, will it become a big issue at the general election? Labour are saying at the moment, but they're not saying they'll commit to it for the duration of a parliament?
I think they have. They've got very close to saying they'll commit to it for the duration of the parliament. Of course, Rachel Reeves is petrified of saying anything that determines any money whatsoever. But I'd put a lot of money on Labour. It would be a massive U-turn now if they didn't commit to the triple lock, not least because the Tories have.
Easier to commit to a triple lock while inflation is falling, which
That's right. But to come on to Bev's point, and it is a really important point, we've seen two cuts in national insurance from 12 to 10 and then 10 to 8% in January and indeed this month, respectively. They are employee worker national insurance contributions. That's going to give us each, the average worker, about 900 quid extra in tax a year. But in that sentence, I just said the average worker, because, of course, only workers pay national insurance. Pensioners don't pay national insurance, so pensioners aren't getting a cut in their headline rate of tax. Pensioners do pay income tax on their pensions, believe it or not. And as you rightly say, Bev, because the personal allowance is frozen at 12.5 grand, and because that's roughly where the basic state pension is, more and more basic state pensioners are now having to pay income tax. It seems crazy. All this admin to give these pensioners money, and then you take some of it back from them in tax.
Well, talking of taxes, Liam, thank you. Brilliant, as always.